A recent article brings together new scientific, sociological and psychological studies that are very important information for us. The message of these studies is good for us to know and is of great interest. We will read out very summarily, in a very concise outline, some of the results of these studies. The article that we are basing this upon is entitled "There are plenty of reasons scientifically tested to have hope for the future." 11 scientific studies that will restore your faith in humanity. 11 with the figures 1-1. If you want to look it up on the web, 11 scientific studies that will restore your faith in humanity. 11 scientific studies that will restore your faith in humanity by Eric Baker. And so this is what we have here. First of all, you bounce back better from tougher problems. Very often people who are encountered with traumatic or bad experiences recover from them much quicker than they do from less severe events. We also find that sometimes terrible events make people better. They improve their personality. People recover from traumatic experiences, bad things that have happened to them, and they improve their personality. They improve themselves as a result of it. Also, you find that very rarely in life are you limited by your genes. We have the general run-of population. We have people at the top who are born gifted. We have people at the bottom who unfortunately are much less gifted, but the overwhelming mass of the population is in between. And most people can achieve whatever the others can achieve. They can achieve in effect whatever they want if they put their minds to it. The innate gifts of the people in this section of the population of the general run of humanity is the same. It all depends upon how you apply yourself to what you want to do. And so this is not exactly the entire story. There are other factors involved, of course, but it is something worth bearing in mind, that at least to some degree it depends upon us, what we are and what we make of ourselves. Also, happy people are not necessarily those who are more physically blessed or more economically wealthy. Happiness is a state of mind more than an objective state of reality, in many, at least according to the statistics. Another point is that those who go out, who put themselves out, those people who have trouble, people who have problems, but they put themselves out to help others, to assist others, they help themselves psychologically. The effect of helping others gives them strength to overcome whatever inner problems they may or may not have. So this too has been proven. It has been proven by studies, and it is worth also noting. We also have another point that hope and despair are self-fulfilling prophecies. Someone who thinks positively, has hope and has belief, he has a better chance of succeeding, of coming through, than someone who is depressed and looks on the dark side all the time, even though in both cases their objective potentialities are one and the same. The person who thinks more positively has a greater hope, has a better chance of achieving. Also, trusting too much, being gullible, is better than not trusting at all, or better than trusting very little. The effects are more positive for someone who believes in the good of others, even when he maybe overdo it. Study says that we should try and think of improving, of getting things done better, not necessarily working or demanding perfection, but an improvement upon what is the present state of affairs, and this gives us strength, it gives us energy, and has a positive result which builds on itself and enables us to achieve even more the next day. Passage for today. Our passage for today is taken from the book of Proverbs, chapter 20, verses 16 to 18. The overall message of this section is that positive, rational intentions are what are required. It says, verse 16, take the garment of one who has given surety for a stranger, cease the pledge given as a surety for a foreign woman. So that in effect says, don't go selling yourself, don't go allowing yourself to be used by others who you don't know, who you cannot trust. And at least according to the literal meaning, take the garment of one who has given surety for a stranger, that is one who guarantees something that a person who he doesn't know, he stands as guarantor for someone he doesn't know, he's liable to have to pay the bill himself. So to a person who gives a pledge for a foreign woman, has the same effect, he's liable to be selling himself. Metaphorically, it means when you give yourself over to something that you have no control over, you're liable to have to pay for it much more than you have figured in the beginning. Verse 17 says, bread gained by deceit is sweet, but afterwards the mouth will be full of gravel. In other words, you take something in a dishonest manner. At the beginning you may enjoy it, but then it comes back at you, and it costs you much more than you figured. In other words, honesty is the best policy, dishonesty is not. There's no policy at all. Verse 18, plans are established by taking advice, wage war by following wise guidance. From the Hebrew, it's better translated as plans are set right by taking advice, and by stratagems wage war. You have a plan. If you think of doing something, it's good to take advice. Advice means listening to other people. It also means reading up on it, reading and doing the research that nowadays we can do, as well as talking to other people who are in the know, who we can trust to at least have our own interests at heart. And also by stratagems wage war. When you have a problem, when you have to do something, figure it out and figure out how to overcome it or how to achieve what you have to do, logically, step by step, and in a way that will ensure your success. God wants you to succeed. God wants you to do good. God wants it to be good for you. And we have to do our part and help God along, as if to say God wants us to help Him to do what we have to do in order to enable Him to bless us. Thank you very much. May the Lord God of Israel bless all of you.